Well, hello, welcome to another random thought. Random thought number two. Guys, the passage of time. Time goes by so quickly, right? It's a phrase we hear a lot, but it's so true. I got here in 2008 to Brazil, and so much has happened in that time. And it's all kind of culminated to what happened this weekend. I was the godfather at a fucking wedding in Brazil. Like, that was not in my life plans. And I think that's the interesting part about stepping out of your comfort zone, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to move to a different country or, do anything that drastic. But sometimes it's cool to just let life take you a little bit. I think it's important for you to have plans, have goals, have places you want to be, in 5 years and 10 years. But it's also cool to sometimes just let life take you where it wants to lead you, right? It's like that old saying, like, you got your plans and God's got his plans for you. They don't always match. And most of the times, God's plans are bigger than you could ever imagine, or whatever it is you believe in, right? The universe. So that's kind of like my thought for today, is that I never would have imagined in a million years that I'd be the godfather of a wedding. And I love it. I mean, it's it's people that have become my family down here. I kind of created many families while I've been traveling, and they've become an actual family for me. And I've known them for, wow, over 10 years, I guess. And I'm just really proud of, Sebastian, which is the guy that got married to Tainara. So congratulations to them. And I usually try to avoid these type of ceremonies, guys. I'm really not into ceremonial stuff. I think if anybody that knows me personally, they know. Don't invite Phil to birthday parties. He's not going. Don't invite Phil to graduations and funerals and whatever. Like, chances are he's not going to be there. Because I don't know, I'm just not into it. But I guess I couldn't say no, right? When somebody says, oh, I want you to be the best man. Here they call it padrino, the godfather. And I had to sign my name on the little slip there. You can't really say no. Although I'll tell you, the reception afterward just drained me socially. My social battery is so low. But yeah, just thinking about that in the passage of time, and especially in the last year, a lot of crazy things happened to me, guys. For those that are wondering, while the Brazil Expat Journal hasn't been back, it's just that my life has done a complete, like, not just a little, like an absolute 180. Like, my life today is the complete opposite of my life last year around this same time. And yeah, it's just a lot of stuff, and it's just, comes a point where you just have to be like, okay, this is where life wants me to go, it seems. This is where life is leading me. Let's take this stroll a little bit and see where it goes. Always being true to yourself, of course. Always still being focused on what you want for you, but willing to have that flexibility. And I think that's something that Brazil taught me, Yeah, but I think it's something you can learn anywhere in the world. But some places in the world, the cultures are a little bit more strict. That bus will arrive at 9 o'clock sharp. Brazil, 9 o'clock sharp is closer to like 9:25, 9:40 sharp. Which can be frustrating, but at the same time, it forces you to be more flexible. So that's kind of like what I've been thinking about this last couple of weeks, just where life has taken me versus where I wanted life to take me. So if anybody, wants to come to Brazil, if anybody wants to step outside of their comfort zone, if it even means just moving to a different state, maybe you live in Georgia, hey, go live in, I don't know, Arkansas for a couple months, or like move up to Connecticut or something and just see something different. See how it is that it affects you. See how you react to it. Sometimes the reaction isn't going to be good, and then you learn something about yourself. And even in moments where you're like, this is not for me. So never be afraid to kind of take that risk and try to go beyond what you believe is real for you, what you believe is truth for you. Because everybody's got their version of what is truth, right? So you think you know, but then you meet somebody else that's doing the exact opposite of what you think you know and doing just fine, and you're like, okay, maybe, maybe they got something. They got something that I could learn from. Which is kind of like my message, guys. It's kind of random, a little bit of rambling, but that's what's been on my mind the last couple of weeks. It's just passage of time. Even for myself, feeling different, feeling older, feeling, a lot of these different things that I feel. And it's scary sometimes. It is scary and it's stressful, and it does create a lot of anxiety, depression, and a lot of these things. But they're important. These passages are important at the same time. Okay, so that's my random thought. I want to thank people that have been watching. I've been trying to put up a few shorts, a few like these videos here. They're not always going to be Brazil related. By the way, happy Father's Day. I don't know if it's Father's Day internationally or is it just in Brazil. In either case, happy Father's Day. That's very random, right? It's funny that I watch a lot of Star Trek, and the episode I put on now is, oh my God, what is it? This is Journey to Babel, where Spock, he doesn't meet his dad because he knows his dad, but they act like they don't know each other when he arrives on the Enterprise. It's like, he gets Dad of the Year award, Sarek, okay? So happy Father's Day to Sarek, the other dads out there, real or not. And that's about it, guys. Kind of a rambling, random thought, but that's what these are supposed to be. It's just what's on my mind after a long week here in Brazil. The plan is to do a BJ on Monday. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it. I'm trying to get my energy back up, my just desire back up. I've been really up and down the last, since maybe November of last year, because that's when it all started, right? And I'm kind of debating in the first BJ if I'm going to go through, the timeline of everything that's happened since last October, November. I'll see about it. A lot of drama. A lot of things that are way, way, way different in my life. But I do want to say I miss you guys. I do want to say the BJ, when I do it, is so much fun. I miss talking to you guys. And if we do it on Monday, the topic is going to be about racism in Brazil, which is not something I talk about all the time. I got a few episodes. I mean, it's never been a topic, like a specific topic on the podcast. I have a lot of guests on from all over the world, from all different ethnic and racial backgrounds, and they all have their vision of how Brazil treats people, of different cultures, different ethnicities, and I'm always trying to learn from these people, see what their perspective is. And based on just something that happened to me last weekend when I was out, and I think I posted it on the shorts, although it came out with no sound. I'm still trying to figure out how to run these shorts, guys. These shorts are a bit of a pain in the ass. But there's a guy that stopped us. We were just, my friend Jordan and I and my boy Eduardo, we were there. We didn't do anything, The guy started walking towards us. I mean, we had a camera in the hands, we had a camera in the hand. The guy just started walking towards us. He was like really far away, and he just kind of, it's like a zombie movie. He just kind of walked in. My buddy Jordan was like, yo, why is that guy staring at me? Why is that guy staring at me? He was at least, 20, 30 feet away? And he was just slow walking towards us. Just like this. And then when he comes up to us, he's like, what are you guys doing here? Oh, I hate when they ask that. When it's clear what we're doing there. Right? It's very clear. Trying to just film. We're in the public area. There's a nice fountain there. We just want to, what do you do? And then he goes into this whole thing. Oh, you can't film here. You need to ask permission from the building manager, what you call the sindicato here, the syndicate. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I went kind of back and forth with the guy. And, basically the conversation ended with me telling him, look, if you really think we can't film here, you go call the sindicato yourself, or you can call the police. Like, I'm not trying to have this conversation. And he walked away. And I turned and I was like, you're a son of a bitch. You said, filho da puta. Yeah, that's a very shitty situation to be in. But it's not that uncommon here in Brazil for, especially security guards. That's the worst part. It's always, look, every kind of racist moment that I've had in Brazil has never involved a white person. I'm trying to think of one white person who's like, either try to bar me from something or just ask kind of dumb questions. I mean, other than the usual, back when I used to work private English a little bit more, I would sometimes go to the front desk and they would ask, is it a delivery or a pickup? And then I'd be like, no, I'm actually here to talk to the president of the company. Just that little thing. And then they're like, oh. But, I recall like a couple white girls asking that. But when it comes to like security, it's usually black people that do security, the menial jobs. And man, they are like ready to please Massa. Like they are like ready. Like Massa does not want black people walking in this building like they own the place, And I walk in like I own the place because that's just how I grew up, man. I'm not from Brazil. I was born here, but I grew up in the U.S. where we walk with our heads raised high, right? And we walk in like we own the place. Like down here, Brazilians are a little bit more scared. It's changed. It's gotten better, right? I'm not shitting on Brazilians here, but they have gotten better. I'm not shitting completely. But it's a different type. Well, we'll talk about all of this, on Monday. Hopefully, we'll be able to do one on Monday. If not, for sure, the following Monday. But I think this Monday is going to work. And, so we'll be talking about that and a few other topics in the weeks to come. And I really want to keep the Brazil Expat Journal in a format that really feels like a journal. I don't always want to feel the pressure of having to have a guest on all the time. I just want to have open conversation. I want to be able to have you guys call in, which I've done before. It was really cool. You guys can call in and add your 2 cents and answer random questions. I'd love to have like an open lines type thing. You can see my talk radio roots when I'm talking like this, right? I love talk radio. I've been listening to talk radio since I was, 10, 11 years old. Back in the day, Terry Gross, Fresh Air on NPR. That was my introduction to talk radio. Fresh Air and Marty Mascoane, right? WHYY. If anybody's from the Philly area, you'll know Marty Mascoane is a local legend in the talk radio game. So I love that style, of talk radio, which is kind of like what I try to do when we do the YouTube lives. So yeah. I'm really looking forward to getting back to talking to you guys. It's been kind of rough. It's just rough, I'm only human, and I can only do so much, and I do a lot. Sometimes I overextend myself, and sometimes it's just I got to take care of my life. I got to take care of my life, and just where I want to be in a year or so, and everything, guys. So that's my message. That's my random thought, which is kind of all over the place. It's Happy Father's Day. It's happy who knows where life's gonna take you day. So like happy weddings and it's cold as fuck day. Happy a little bit of that day. And I'll see you guys hopefully soon. That's my random thought. Kind of out there, right? All over the place today, but I'll talk to you guys. Bye-bye.